Yes, sir.
Now, I want you to know that you have the right to be represented by an attorney. You have the presumption of innocence. You have the right to have the city prove each and every allegation beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to present witnesses on your own behalf, and you have the right to cross-examine witnesses who may testify against you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you have the right against self-incrimination, which means you don't have to say anything. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand, sir.
Okay. Can you afford an attorney?
I can afford an
Okay.
attorney.
I notice, sir, you are not from Rhode Island?
That's correct, sir.
All right. Do you work here?
I was hired to DJ at Lupo's for a night.
But I'm going to tell you what the police say, okay?
Okay.
The police were on detail at about 2 o'clock in the morning at Lupo's nightclub, and a Joseph Stocky was kicked out of the nightclub for attempting to fight a bouncer. Once he removed from the nightclub, he became increasingly aggressive toward police. Mr. Stocky began screaming and threatening police as well as nightclub employees. He raised his voice several times in an attempt to gather a crowd. At this time, he was placed in custody, charged with disorderly conduct. Is there anything you want to say about that? You understand you have the right against self-incrimination. You don't have to say anything. You understand?
No, I'd like to say something on my behalf.
All right, now speak loudly and slowly so I hear you.
Okay, so I was DJing at Lupo's. I drove 8 hours to DJ, and it was last call. So I went to the bar and I tried to get 2 females a drink that I was there with, and the bartender told me, no, it's last call. I'm not like serving any more drinks. So I walked to the other side of the club because there was 2 bars in the club, and I asked that bartender for drinks, and he said, sure. But the other bartender came over to the other side of the bar and he said, no, I already told this kid he can't have any drinks. So I was like, what's the problem? And he was like, get him out of here. And they throw me out. And then I tried to get back into the establishment so I could talk to the promoter so I could get paid for my DJ services, but everyone wanted me off the property. And then I did have an infantile reaction to the situation.
Oh, you were the DJ?
Yes.
Oh, did you ever get paid?
No.
To this day, you still haven't been paid?
No.
Huh. How many drinks did you have that night?
I was a little tipsy for sure, and that played a role.
I knew that as soon as I read the report. We have what we call alcoholic muscles down here.
Yes.
I read the report, I looked at you, and I read the report, and it said that Mr. Stocky wanted to fight one of the bouncers. It's been my experience, the bouncers are always, you know, they're over 6 feet, they're muscular, right? And you wanted to fight the bouncer. I'm not sure.
It didn't go well.
If you got a good left hook, I'm not sure, right? But I don't think that was a good idea.
No.
What do you think, Inspector Quinn?
It was not a good idea.
Was the bouncer bigger than Inspector Quinn?
About the same size.
Yeah. You think you can take him?
Well, who knows, Judge? Judge, now who knows? I don't know.
Inspector Quinn, you must have a recommendation on this matter.
I do, Your Honor. Based on no previous history with police, the one charge he did have was dismissed with prejudice. The city will offer a 6-month filing with a $35 court cost on a NOLO plea, or naturally he can come back for trial.
Inspector Quinn, I would say that 99% of the time that I accept your recommendation, and usually we're on the same wavelength, but I think given the circumstances of this case, he was working there. He didn't threaten anybody. Nobody was placed in any danger. It was all verbal. He just ran his mouth. He had a few drinks and he ran his mouth. And while words alone don't constitute an assault, they don't constitute an offense, even though words may be offensive, they really don't constitute an offense. So he didn't get paid. He got banged around. He spent the night in jail. I think you've been punished enough.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Lillian Escobar.
Good afternoon.
Lillian, you have one speeding ticket on Mount Pleasant Avenue.
I do.
You want to tell me anything about this?
Yeah, first I drive down that street 3 times per day, each day to drop them off at school. That day, the nurse from her school called me saying that she was throwing up and she wasn't feeling good. She had a fever, and I was not thinking straight. I was just trying to get to school, and that's why I got the ticket. I know I don't have it with me, but yeah.
What's your name?
Valerie.
Come up here. Okay, tell us your name again.
Valerie.
And you're in the 4th grade?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
See, she's smart. And what is your favorite subject?
Math.
Math. Now, do you ever think of what you want to do when you get older, when you graduate from college?
I want to be an engineer.
Wow, she's very smart. Now, your mom is charged with speeding, and a machine caught her with speeding on Mount Pleasant Avenue.
Okay.
You're going to be a judge for about a minute, okay? Okay, is your mom guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Not guilty? We have all this evidence here.
She's not guilty because she drives really good, and she doesn't text while drive, and she's really careful
At all times.
at all times.
And so this had to be like an isolated incident in her life.
Yeah.
Okay, no, 'cause this is not something she does ordinarily, right? Mm-hmm. And you can attest to that because you're in the car a lot with her.
Yes.
Okay. And if she ever became reckless, you would tell her, wouldn't you?
Yep.
Well, she's very impressive, this young girl. She's going to be a great scientist. And if you ever change your mind, you might be a great lawyer as well. Well, it's nice meeting you.
It's nice meeting you too.
Taking all those factors into consideration, the matter will be dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Michael Romano. Morning, sir.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Okay, you have 3 tickets. One right here on West Fountain Street, and one on Way Boston Street, and one on Blackstone Street. What do you want to tell me about this?
Can't really say much, Your Honor.
You don't want to say anything?
Yeah.
You don't want to say a word, huh? Looks like an honest guy, Inspector Quinn. What do you think?
Pled the 5th, 3 feet before he got to the mic, so yeah, of course he's on
He
it.
pled the 5th? Well, you know, in the police academy, he's entitled not
Oh,
to...
we didn't say anything.
Not only does he have freedom of speech, he also has the freedom not to speak. And he's decided to exercise his freedom not to speak. Because he was taught when he was a kid that silence is golden, right?
Correct.
See? He knows.
Smart man.
All right. Silence also leads to an $85 fine.
Thank you.
Okay, good luck.
Clearly, this gentleman didn't come to court to fight his ticket. I think he just wanted to get out of the house. And who could blame him? We're the best show in town. Come on down.
Karen, you have 2 registrations. One is a Toyota, and the other is a Lexus.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to take the Toyota first. On the Toyota, you have 6 parking tickets.
So there was a car that I bought my son, and unbeknownst to me, he was getting these tickets, and now he works in Boston, and I'm here to clean house for my son.
You're here doing what mothers do. That's what you're
What
doing.
mothers do, I guess. So
I see it every day.
I know.
And I understand your situation as well. Your son's working in Boston. You're not going to let him take time out of work, right? You're going to come up and face the music on his behalf. So what are you asking me to do on those parking tickets? You're asking me to do What's
That's short, so please help.
My decision is
My son should really be here, to represent himself, but
You want to call him?
I will if you want me to.
No. I can see the wheels turning, Inspector Quinn, right? She's saying to herself, what does the judge want to hear? What can I tell him that I can get a break on this?
It wasn't like he was parked in a wrong place. He was parked legally. It's just that I guess the amount of coins that he put in, he couldn't put any more in.
Oh, so
And
it's the...
he was, he would go in and they'd have meetings in the
right.
morning.
It's the U.S. Treasury's fault. They don't have enough coins, right?
And
It's
then
not your son's fault. It can't be your son's fault. It's the U.S. Treasury, Inspector Quinn. Ah, God. All right, it's going to be $125 for the tickets. Now, call your son and tell him he owes you $125. Leroy. Are you a Beatles fan?
Yeah.
You are? What's your favorite Beatles song? Speak into the mic.
I saw Ringo Starr June 15th.
You saw Ringo Starr? Yeah? Is that your favorite Beatles? What's your favorite Beatles song?
I don't have a favorite. I like them all.
You know, yeah? Okay. And you're still carrying the torch, huh? You still got the Beatles jersey on. Yeah? Very interesting.
Yeah, I seen Paul McCartney in concert, too.
You did? This really doesn't mean anything, but I was on vacation last year, and I was invited out to dinner at a friend's house who lives in Palm Beach. And so we went in, and the place was just unbelievable. It was on the water, and it was a beautiful place. I don't know how many square feet. It had to be maybe 20,000 square feet. It just was magnificent. And having dinner, and just got talking, and said, how long have you owned the house? And to make a long story short, he bought the house from Yoko Ono.
Oh, cool.
Right after John Lennon died. And that was where Lennon lived with his wife, Yoko, and his son. And he said that last year, just this last year, he got a call from Yoko Ono saying, my son would like to see the house that he lived in when he was a youngster. And so they did actually allow them to go through the house. So talking about the Beatles, that was just my piece of history with the Beatles, right? I had dinner in the house where John Lennon lived. However, that's not going to help you with the parking ticket.
I didn't think so.
You're charged with parking 25 feet to the corner. So what do you want to tell me about this?
Didn't have a sign there.
Okay, it's $30. See the clerk. Mr. Ortiz, you have one ticket on Francis Street. Was this outside the mall?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, it is. I just got a job at Domino's.
You got a job where?
I started working at Domino's as my first job ever. And, I'm getting used to the new rules and stuff. It's only like my third week there. So, I got delivered to deliver pizza to the Providence Place Mall. And, there's nothing else to say. I didn't know I was in a tow parking zone. And, I seen the ticket, right? And I was surprised. I was like, Jesus.
Are you still delivering pizza?
Yes, I am.
And you're working for Domino's?
Yes.
It's your first job?
Yes.
And were you actually delivering pizza to a business at the mall?
It wasn't a business. I'm not sure if somebody from there worked there,
Yeah.
and they ordered pizza.
Yeah.
And, I went and delivered the pizza.
Give you a good tip?
That was it. $2 ain't too bad. It ain't too bad.
They give you a $2 tip.
Yeah.
You got a $100 ticket. You got a $2 tip. That doesn't make sense. You have to make 50 runs there to pay for the ticket.
Basically, I worked that day for free because I ended up getting like $100 tips total throughout the day. So.
Inspector Quinn.
Yes, Your Honor.
The pizza guy. First day on the job. He's trying to he's working delivering pizza, killing himself. He gets a $100 ticket. I don't have the heart to charge him. I just don't.
Your Honor, he comes here tonight with nothing in his hand.
If you brought Inspector Quinn a little pepperoni and cheese, he might have made a recommendation that I give you a break, Yeah. But even though you didn't do that, I don't have it in me to charge you. I just don't.
Thank you so much.
Poor guy gets a job. First day on the job, he's all excited. I'm going to deliver the pizza down to the Providence Place Mall. He parks in front. He runs in. He gets a $2 tip, right? Come on.
The tip wasn't too bad.
And he goes outside and he's got a $100 ticket. Oscar, you're free.
Thank you so much, Judge.
Good luck.
Thank you. Have a good day, all right?
Good morning.
I'm here representing my daughter, Jennifer.
Jennifer's charged with parking in India Point Park.
Right.
What did Jennifer tell you about this?
I'll explain to you what happened. 5 days prior to this parking violation, she had a flat tire on 95 South. It was changed and her spare was put on. On the evening of the 8th, She left work and she got another flat tire. It was pitch dark. She didn't see any signs that said no overnight parking. And it was towed to the tire warehouse where she went and had all 4 tires put on due to the fact she didn't want to go through this again since it happened twice in 1 week. There was no parking ticket on the windshield or on the car. It wasn't until the 28th of February that she received this. Now, she's a tax auditor for a CPA firm in Providence, and they're not allowed to take time out of work until the 20th of April. She called the office here 3 times and told them that she couldn't make this 16th, but nobody ever told her somebody could come here and represent her. It wasn't until last week when she was sent to collections for this ticket that I called, and they said, oh, well, you can come represent her. So.
Well, you did a good job.
Huh?
You did a good job.
Well, hey, that's my job. But
what do you mean that's your job?
To be a, huh?
You're not an attorney.
No, I'm not an attorney.
That's what I meant. I mean, you're doing a better job than most of the attorneys. They usually stumble on this. Inspector Quinn, did you analyze the
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
documentation that was submitted?
Yes, I did.
Is it a forgery?
The problem is, sir, that the police officer should have seen that the car wasn't parked there on purpose, that it was disabled because it couldn't be moved.
No, see, you were doing a good job.
Okay.
Right? I'm going to tell you a story.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you what they tell first-year law students. Here's what they tell them. They say, when you win your case, don't say another word. Okay. Because many attorneys have talked themselves into victory and then forged ahead and talked themselves into defeat. You did a good job on this. I get the picture. Actually, she wasn't charged with overnight parking. She was charged with parking in India Point. You can't park in India Point.
Well, see, she didn't know that because all right.
Once more, you're going to get this, okay? All right. We have a very compelling argument from the mother of Jennifer. Unfortunately, Jennifer, she may be a brilliant accountant, but she's not really a good tire inspector. She got 2 flat tires. She had bald tires. So she has new tires. The car was towed. I think that's more than enough punishment. So I'm going to dismiss the tickets.
Thank you, sir.
Matter is dismissed. Nice job. This woman spent a great deal of time preparing that case. That was a great presentation. She had the documentation. She was very glib. She was very articulate. And then, of course, she was forging ahead. I was just joking with her. She wasn't going to talk herself into defeat. But there's an example of motherly love, and it doesn't make any difference how old the kids are. Her daughter's a CPA. She's in court arguing for parking tickets. Where does it end? I don't know.
Erica Davies.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Good evening, Eric. Erica, you have a red light violation on Dean and Route 10. This was at 2:04 in the afternoon. Let's take a look at it.
I wasn't sure where I was going, so I wasn't really, I guess, paying attention to the light. I was trying to find where I could take a turn.
It's a flagrant violation. You went right through the light.
No, and it's good driving record. I haven't had a ticket in probably 10 years.
We know you're a good kid. We know you're an excellent driver. It's never going to happen
Except that
again.
one moment.
And we know that after you paid this $85, you are never going to go through another red
I'm
light.
going to try not to.
Good luck.
It was a very stupid thing I did.
So you're pleading stupidity. You don't communicate with him any longer?
No, because he has a restraining order against me.
Trying to get charged with parking in the handicap zone.
I am, Your Honor. I have a placard, neglected to put it in the rearview mirror that day. It was in the glove box.
Your handicap placard was in the glove box?
Yes.
I see.
And I do have the
so
paperwork.
your defense is that the parking enforcement officer had the audacity to give you a ticket without checking your glove box
No,
first.
not at all. It was a very stupid thing I did.
So you're pleading stupidity?
Yes. Old age.
All right, Ms. Carney, obviously you have some kind of a physical disability. I'm aware of that. And if you're, I hope you don't take offense at some of the things I say.
Not at all.
What I do here is, I was explaining earlier that for most of you, this is your first time in a court of law. You don't go to a federal court. You don't go to the Superior Court. And when you come in here, it could be a real intimidating experience for most people. Right, you got Inspector Quinn with that big gun. You got a judge with a robe. You got oak paneled courtroom. So it's an intimidating experience. So what we try to do is we try to make it less intimidating, and we inject a little humor into the proceedings, not to detract from the seriousness of the offense, obviously.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so do you want to go do 5 days at the Men or Women's Reformatory? The matter is dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.